I made $1,000 today trading in my efforts to take a futures account from 5K to 100K. I'm now almost at 21,000. I ended the day with 20,800 and change. And these are the 3 trades behind me. So you can see I'm not feeding you crap. This is my futures account, and I have a couple open trades right now. I have a few open orders, and I'm probably not supposed to show that, but this is delayed and it's not live. And these are the 3 trades from June 20th. So we're going to jump into the charts. I'm going to show you how I did it. Hint, I was just shorting the whole way. Even though this looks generally up, I shorted, as you saw those times. So let me show you what I did today so you can learn a little bit about that. And then I'm going to show you what I think is happening next in the charts. And then we're going to end with a pop quiz. You can use the tags down below. Let's go get these charts. Oh shit, I almost forgot. There we go. That's better. All right. So for the second 2 of 3 trades that I made, I shorted Cardano, which is my favorite coin to short, not because I make fun of it, but just because I like the way the price behaves there, and ETH. And then I started the day off, you can see behind me, well, maybe you can see behind me, I shorted Bitcoin, the first one. So, and these, so it took all day essentially, but all I did was, at least during Bitcoin price movement, all I did, so look behind me here. This started my morning essentially. This was no, that was 8 p.m. last night. No, that's 8 p.m. No. I started the day about right there. That was about noon. I took that first trade at around noon New York time, and then I took profit somewhere down here on Bitcoin, and then I entered Ethereum when we had this little, what I thought was a scam pump up to the daily open line. So if I go to the daily chart, that's where yesterday's day opened. Right, so that doji candle right here. So I have that white, let's see that white line there. So when I go to the 5-minute chart, when Bitcoin was racing up to that, I knew that that's an end of the day attack, and I let my Discord know, hey, Cardano's at the perfect place to short, which it was. Like I was like, market sell, essentially. And then and it worked out perfectly, and I ended up taking my profits early because not because Bitcoin looking good, but Ethereum. Ethereum is the dang voice of reason. Let me make myself small so you can see this a little bit better. So I shorted Ethereum essentially in this range from here to here. I had more orders up to there, but I knew, it might come up short of this line. So I grabbed it per my VIP Discord VIP alert. I let them know, hey, you might want to try it in this range, showed them how to do it, where to set stops, all that stuff. And then when I saw this hit here, I had to leave anyway. So I decided, you know what? I don't want to have to deal with walking down stops. I'll be driving. So I just took full on profits right there. In addition to the idea that it was hitting the point of control. On Bitcoin, though, it could have easily gone down a lot farther. It was essentially bouncing right, actually nowhere. This was Bitcoin's bounce where I took profit. So once again, Ethereum, I used Ethereum as the point of reason, or the voice of reason, the voice of reason. So I'm going back between, in analyzing the charts, I'm using Ethereum and Bitcoin together. I should be in profit on these trades here at this point. So boom, I entered those right before I started too. So I'm not taking $10,000 trades or anything. I think I got 3,900 in this, so on and so forth. All right. Anyway, so that's what I did today. So you can see behind me, this is where I started the day. Was right here, and that's a lower high. Although the general trend over the last few days is higher highs and higher lows, I made money off of what is essentially counter trend trades, shorting lower highs. Lower highs was the key. So I shorted all day long in a general uptrend because I felt more comfortable, and it worked out almost perfectly. And I'm expecting potential larger move down throughout this week. So I want to stay continuing shorting because I think Bitcoin wants to go, CME wants to go fill that gap down to 18.4 or whatever. And so that's the basis off of where I think Bitcoin's going next. But the issue is, when will it start that move? It could be delayed a week or even 2 before it goes down there. So let me show you what I'm thinking. All right. I'm going to go to the Bitcoin CME chart. As my TA Mermaid pointed out, so she's one of my team leaders on Discord who provides an analysis on essentially provides her own analysis and a training in reading the charts to people who desire that sort of near one-on-one type of not one-on-one but near one-on-one small group type of teaching on Discord. But she pointed out that the idea that the 2-week candle closed below the previous all-time high of 2017. That 2-week candle. So if I'm going to zoom out, watch this line. It's the same line from 2017. That's bad. That's bad. Remember cross bad? Well, that's closure bad. Could it have been a bear trap? Maybe, but it's still bearish bad. Like it's a closure bad. So cross bad, closure bad. That's a bad closure. Real bad closure. So I think throughout this week, CMEs might be the ultimate voice of reason, but I always use Ethereum to try to finesse things like on profit taking entries and all that, in addition to looking at spot trade on Bitcoin. So this line right here, it's coming in roughly at, I'll give you the exact level, nearly exact, 20,650. 20,650. I'll go ahead and label it. That is a line you need on your chart. Draw it on your chart. Do it now. Pause the video. Draw that on your chart. All right. Another line that could come into play is, since it was a doji candle, today's opening, it was like a dragonfly almost looking candle. That means 2 days in a row, that's the daily open line. So you need this 2060 line and the daily open line closer to 20,390. Let me go ahead and label that. You need these lines on your chart because what you're going to do, so you can personally better analyze stuff when I'm not like making YouTube videos, because I only make one a day, is you want to look at how candles, small candles, 15-minute, 1 hour, 1 hour closures, 5-minute, all that stuff. You want to see how they're interacting with these lines. It's going to give you, I promise, it's like in addition to Ethereum's channel, Ethereum is really spot on in helping me anticipate what Bitcoin and all of crypto is going to do. Really, the algos are linked. The money that moves Bitcoin is also linked to Ethereum, although they did turn it off for a while during the Bitcoin, I guess, run up to the daily closure at the end. They stopped buying Ethereum. I was really lucky too, because I probably would have been stopped out of that $500 trade had that not happened. But it's typically connected. So put these lines on your chart, look at CME, and if you need to know what the ticker is, look behind here. See that behind? So BTC 1 exclamation, and then you need to right click and save it, add to watch list or whatever. And then it'll show up here on the right hand side. You drag it into the whatever place. Need this on here, but you could also make those same 2 lines on Bitcoin chart as well. I personally just am staying aware of what's happening on CMEs, and I'm comparing that to what's happening in my channel. So if I zoom out, Bitcoin, I mean, it hasn't even gotten up to the second channel line. This looks like it's losing steam, and it's going to come down here, folks. So that's what I think is going to happen next. This looks like it's losing steam, but if that guess is wrong, so my guess doesn't matter. What I think is going to happen doesn't matter. That's the key. You need to know how to make money regardless of what's happening. You have to surrender to price. You have to surrender to it. You can't change it. You just have to know how to make money from it, right? And the way to do that is to go to CMEs and have those 2 lines at any time. That price, small candles, and look at 1 hour closures as well. If you see it wick above and close below, all that stuff. So look at this. You did get actually 1 closure above. So this 1 hour closed above, but this next 1 hour is coming below. That closure is going to be important. It happens in 35 minutes or so, and this is going to be really important. But usually you can get a better clue off the 5-minute, even 3-minute chart. How is price behaving? When it goes above, does it generally use it as support? No, it didn't, and no, it's not right now. So right now, things are in favor of, if you zoom out now on just normal Bitcoin chart, so I'll go back to spot now. Because of that, as of now, the probabilities are that Bitcoin's going to come down to the bottom of the channel at 19,600 on the nose. 19,600. It could have come up a little shy, 19,650, 19,660, between 19.6 and 19.7 essentially. So you can put a box down there if you don't have these same exact channels that I've drawn and I've essentially ask people, and it's on Twitter too. Just go look at my Twitter post to Bitcoin and find the one that looks like a channel with this nice orange and black point of control. They're really sexy charts. So you can copy them and use them for yourself. All right. So here, look at me. I know my charts are sexy, but look at me. Here's where the value in this video comes from. The probabilities will change on 19.6 being hit if you flip to CMEs. So go back to CME. If price starts using that green line as support, then upward motion is the more likely thing. If price can get above here on 3 minutes and whatever and use it as support, it's probably going to come back into that recent last, it's made from a gap fill, but this next zone, it's going to make a leg up. But I'm going to be able to tell where that's going to go better on Bitcoin spot by simply using my channels. It would probably hit this line up here, somewhere closer to 21,170 or 21,160. It would, so the probabilities would flip that time that Bitcoin's at least going to come up here and have a chance to hit the point of control closer to 22,000, just shy 21.9. So you see what I'm saying here? As of now, the probabilities are to the downside. Down here, hit the bottom of that because you have, just the move is, look, it's losing steam here. It's starting to, so put your eyes like right here. So the move strong, big, higher, low, strong, getting weaker, and then you have a swoopy low. So all this structure versus that structure, that's the first lower high, even though it's not confirmed. So this could keep floating up, make a higher local high. But to me, it looks a little sad, right? And I feel that I have an edge because of that green line on CME spot, because it's not using it as support. But once it uses as support, you bet your bottom dollar I'm going to go to my futures and get the hell out of these trades. Whether they're in profit or not, I will just get the hell out. So that's how you be nimble. And you be nimble over here, man, watching Cosasverdes, man. All right, so you be nimble. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. All right? And if you get a big green candle, Jack won't be able to, jump over that candlestick. So if I can continue that little kid's rhyme. And that's it. That's all you need for the next 24 hours. You need one line or two lines, and you know how to use it. That's it. These two lines. How are small candles? The two lines that I gave you, and I've labeled them right behind me. There you go. Those two lines labeled right here. That's it. How is price interacting with them? If not using the top one as support, so an if-then statement. If it's not using as support, then the bottom of the channel closer to, let's say, 19.6 to 19, actually you can't see, 19.6 to 19.7 is more probable. If the CME chart starts bouncing on top, then these two targets become more probable. 21, roughly 21.160 and then 21.9. That's it. That's all you need. All right? Are you ready for it's not necessarily a pop quiz, but I want you to live through something. I want you to, again, surrender to price. You really have to just watch it. And Tradingview offers this like such a special, just like a cool freaking tool that I feel is so underutilized. I'm going to go to the daily chart, and I'm just going to pick a place to start here. I'll start over here. Right there. And just zoom in. So let me make myself small. And I want you to, in your mind, so you don't have to start here in the future. I started at the 2017 top. It's kind of an emotional, exciting time because this is when I got into crypto around September, whatever. I think it was like $3,200 or something. But just watch this. So then you hit play up here. Can you see that? Yeah, I'm gonna hit play and boom, just watch this. Watch price, and this allows you to live through a year of price so quickly, and you can pause stuff and say to yourself, okay, well, you have, some support, everything up here, so if I had to guess where it's going, as long as it stays under there, it's going to continue going down. Shh. So it stayed under there the whole time. Now you can pause it and just really, really steady price here. So now, now you're forming some trend line like this. So now, if it keeps going down, it doesn't have a chance to really go up so you can pause it and just kind of analyze stuff. If it goes over there, then that's So there, it got rejected from it. So you see that? Let me pause this. So this is what we're doing essentially on the CME chart. How did price interact with this line? When it got above it, did it come back and use it as support? No, it didn't. And when it got above it, did it use it as support over here? So it got above it, did it use it as support? No. When it got above it, did it use it as support? No. No. So you can study price this way. And you can do it. You can do it on 5-minute candles as well. So and the cool thing about it is you can study tops of stuff and just feel how price moves. So you can go to any loop-de-loop up. I mean, hell, you can go to, well, if you're doing the 5-minute, you got to do it within like the last, 60 days or something. The chart won't go that far left on the 5-minute chart. But you can study bottoms, you can study tops, see how price interacts with horizontals, start looking at it and just see how price lives. And it will help you, I promise, it will help you surrender to price. Instead of getting mad like my indicators say it's going up and I'm longing and getting mad when it goes down. No, if you surrender to price, and that's going to happen a lot, when you surrender to price, you're more quick to accept shit. It's not that it should go up, it's that it's going down and there's something I could have seen to have given me an edge, and I'm going to hunt for it and not trade until I find that. And that's what you do. Don't get mad. Don't get mad at price. You have to surrender to it. And you should feel just fortunate that you have the ability to sit on your ass in a potentially first world country, but by a computer and make money off of this shit moving around. Don't get mad at it. Surrender to it. That's not necessarily a pop quiz, but it's just you have to accept it. You have to accept it. And the easiest way is to watch price move. And doing it live is fine too. But then when prices turn into stablecoin and doing nothing sexy, you can study the differences between how bottoms were formed pre-2019, which is totally different. It was almost all higher lows. And then go into the 1 hour chart. And then after the capitulation of 2018, 2019, look how the lows were formed. They're not higher lows. Things started making lows differently before it popped out. It made a lower low, then started pumping, or making horseshoe fashions, which is what my VIP Discord alert was for yesterday. I said, this is probably going to be a horseshoe bottom, so it's going to be a very deep higher low, just barely higher than the previous one after it went down to 17,000 whatever 100 or something to that effect. So study price. You can study how, and I challenge you to study it, particularly even on the daily chart. Maybe 8 hour, but daily is fine. How are these bottoms formed before it really moves up? So 2018, you can see here that it formed a low, then a higher low, and then it blasted off, right? A low, a higher low, blasted off. So this is 2018. But after there in 2019, it's totally different. So you need to learn how prices behave differently, and it's because of traditional finance. Their algorithms make it trickier, but they all leave patterns. So that is your challenge. Start looking at, honestly, I would say 2019 to 2020, all of this jazz here. And if you could figure out, how and study how price moves in this area, even with coronavirus dump, this was challenging as hell to trade. And you could study how price got different from essentially this point back or this point forward. It's totally different. And you'll live through how price moves differently. And until you can feel the difference and understand the difference, you have a lot of room to grow in the charts. All right, and so you have my targets for both downside and upside over the next 24 hours or so, and that CME chart. Actually, I forgot to say this at the very beginning. CME did not. So spot price went down to essentially fill a gap, but that's not filling a gap. CMEs have to be open. So there is a gap down here. Look. At 18,450, right there on CMEs, but CME was closed as Bitcoin went below that point down to the 17,000s. So there might be some type of pump up before it fills it, but CMEs are gonna want to go get that because spot already went down there. Does that make sense? So this whole week, my whole plan is I want to catch a fairly aggressive move down with whales trying to get people bullish and trap them in a mini bull trap, All right, I want to look for those signals, perhaps Bitcoin going up to its point of control, likely to the bottom of it, but potentially to the top. So let me go to the 30-minute chart. Like I would really, really like to see a bull trap way up here at 21.9 or 22.3, 21.9 to 22.3. That would be what I'm looking for, because that would be a big, big move down for spot to have to be dragged by CMEs back down to 18,450 area, and that is what I'm looking for this week. Will it happen this week? I don't know, and I don't care. I have to surrender to price. It'll happen if it happens, but I'm prepared for it. That's my game plan, and I've already showed you what this girl really wants to play my phone. Oh my goodness. At least she's quiet, but she's shoving a phone in my face. So that's what you need to be looking out for. Here you go. All right, and go ahead and click this video right here if you want to see how Bitcoin dominance is going to greatly affect your altcoins, and click this video right here if you want to learn how to set up a Tradingview chart, set templates, and make things disappear, all like whole graphs and whole channels disappear and come back in one click by saving templates. It's a 28-minute video just for you, and you get Timified Worldwide. Peace.